Starting with the Santa Clara Broncos. Jarred Brownridge in the backcourt, and then it's young men Kai Healy, the sophomore, Nate Cratch, and Emmanuel Ndumanye. That's your starting lineup for the Santa Clara Broncos. Now for the USF Dons, who have made the trip down south, maybe 50 miles or so, 40 miles. Watson, Dirksen, Boyce, Ofoegbu, and Dante Reynolds. That's the Dons starting lineup.
Now, Boyce has been on a run, Glenn. He's really played all-time rivalries, USF and Santa Clara. I mean, they've been playing against each other for over 100 years. I played in a lot of these games. I coached them. I mean, it's unbelievable.
You've seen these two go at it a long time. So USF with the first possession. See Uche Ofoegbu, number 2, and Boyce, Dirksen, Watson, Reynolds. That's your starting 5. First shot of the game is a miss. Up ahead, Jarred Brownridge. He'll shoot a 3. A little bit long. And Watson has the rebound. Watson pushes. It's blocked. Ball's tapped around. And here comes Faggot. Brownridge on the right. Nice pass. Lays it up and in.
Yeah, the Dons can ill afford that to happen. Those transition 2-3-on-1s. They've got to kind of set their defense. Let's retrace your steps. They have to force Santa Clara to set up. But San Francisco likes to play it fast. They want to play it in the 80s and 90s.
Broncos come in 7-13 on the year. They are 3-5 in the West Coast Conference. And for the USF Dons, they're 9-9 overall. And they are also 3-5 in the conference. There's Kerry Keating, 9th season, or make that, his 9th season. And trying to just get things running. He's had a couple good seasons, but what he'd like to do is string together about 4 or 5 good seasons.
Yeah, he really would.
Young team.
They've been beset by a lot of injuries too, Glenn, Santa Clara. So it's been a tough year for him.
And for USF, Rex Walters, it is his 8th year. He has a .500 record at USF, 121 and 121. And Rex Walters, back in the 90s, a terrific college player. First-round pick in the NBA. And in his 8th year on the hilltop. Yeah, we saw Santa Clara on Saturday, and they did not play well. They lost to LMU. Brownridge got his points, but they were in the second half and didn't get much from KJ Fagan. So we'll see if they're a different team tonight, but they just did not play real well.
Well, I thought the LMU game, I thought it was LMU really that took the lead away from Santa Clara.
So Santa Clara with an early 4-0 lead. Dons 2 minutes into the game, looking for some points. Into the lane is Ofoegbu, and he's called for the offensive foul. Uche Ofoegbu got their shot to go, but they're going to wave it off. So offensive foul on Ofoegbu.
Well, Ndumanye actually had pretty good position. The question is he outside the 3-foot restraining circle? And there's a good look at it. Yes, he is. And he was set. So don't forget, this year in college basketball, automatic player-controlled charges like that, no basket. Take the basket away if it does go in, and the ball goes to the opposition. So that was good position.
Change, huh?
Yeah, very good change. Yeah, otherwise you got to determine, had the ball left his hand, had it not left his hand. It was too tough on the official.
So after the rebound, they're going to get Ndumanye with really what is an unnecessary foul. They reached in.
I think Rex Walters and the Dons, they're a little bit frustrated. They lost at home to a very hot shooting Pepperdine team and lost to LMU. So they're coming off a couple-game losing streak, and they really need to get in gear and kind of, get their game going. And certainly Watson and Dirksen have to come up huge and have some big games. So they've been on a tailspin, and they're hoping to get out of it tonight.
Remember, they started the conference play. They won their first 2 conference games, but have not played well since then. And what's happening, Dan, is they're scoring plenty of points, but they are just giving up points in bunches. I mean, last week, 87 to LMU, 98 to Pepperdine.
Well, and what they're doing, we talked about the keys, they're giving up 3-point shots. I mean, there's Brownridge again. They're not closing on the shooters, and they're allowing guys like Brownridge to get wide open shots, and you can ill afford for that to happen. I mean, that's going to come back to hurt you.
So now 7-0. Dons still looking for their first bucket, and they're going to get it from Ofoegbu, who drops it on the rim, and it falls in 7-2.
Good job by Ofoegbu to get in. Now there's Brownridge again. You got to guard him, Glenn. You got to get a guy out on him. Don't forget he hit 44 against Arizona. You don't want to get him going because he can put up 45.
Well, he's going. It's Brownridge 10, USF 2.
Yeah, he's going is right. Well, where's Brownridge? Let's find Brownridge. Oh, there he is. He's over there. Is he going to do it again? You bet he is. You bet he is. Got to guard that guy.
13 points in 4 minutes for Brownridge.
You got to guard him.
Not a bad idea. He's hit all 3 of his 3-pointers, so what a start by Brownridge. Ofoegbu, he hits a 3. It's a nice stroke by Uche Ofoegbu.
Where's Brownridge again? Are they going to look for Brownridge one more time? You bet they are. He can't do it again, can he?
You never know. Well, they're double teaming him.
Well, it's a good idea. That's a good idea to double team him. All right, where'd he go? He's over here. Okay.
Cratch has it right at the elbow. Now he's going to back down. Now looks out. Bounces it to Brownridge. Shot clock is at 5. He's going to have to let one sail. He gets a decent look. Short. So he's human tonight.
He sure is. He missed one.
And right back the other way. Ofoegbu was really the guy who was trying to make something happen for USF offensively early. In fact, he's got all 5 points for USF. Brownridge has all 13 for Santa Clara.
Look at Dirksen on Ndumaya right here. You've got a 6'3" or 4 player out of 6'10", and he's still guarding him inside. He's over here. Ndumaya's got to post up and call for the ball. He's being guarded by a much smaller man.
Megan misses badly, but the offensive rebound for Cratch. Brownridge wide open. Front of the rim, no good. So Reynolds has the rebound.
Hans dodged the bullet there. He had a wide open shot.
That's a 3, and that is good. Ronnie Boyce gets in the scoring column. Boyce has been a hot shooter as of late.
Well, I think Ronnie Boyce got his opportunity to play, and he's made the most of it. I mean, he's a very active offensive player.
So 13-8. USF has crawled back into it here early. Ball tapped away. And we're going to get multiple substitutions for both teams.
Against you. So one of the keys tonight for the Dons, you've got to defend the 3, and that has not happened.
Again,
he's got 50. Brownridge is 50 now. He just made another one.
When you say defend the 3, is it just simply you got to get a little closer to your man and just get your hand up? Or?
Yeah, I think you not only got to get a little closer to your man, you look to double team the 3-point shooters. You've got to take a look at it with Brownridge. Well, here nobody's guarding. So the Dons right now are discombobulated. They are coming off 2 losses at home. They are trying to find themselves. Rex Walters has shuffled the lineup, and they just need to take a deep breath and get back in this game. Long way to go. They're only down 9.
And it's a turnover, and the Dons give up the basketball. And
so this is a time when you come into the game, and you're Fagan. Fagan said, gee, nobody's guarding Cratch inside, and there was no communication. When a player enters a game, the first thing you'd better know, whom am I guarding? Who am I guarding? I'm coming in for you, Glenn. Glenn, who do you got? Make sure I get the right player. If you don't communicate that, there's an issue.
Now you see the changes in the game. Brendan Taylor, number 5 in there. Gaderston also in there for Santa Clara. Cratch stays in the game. He pulls the rebound down and lays it up and in. So 19-8. Chase Foster in the game for the Dons, as is Nate Renfro. Clayton Yordovich is in, number 45. Matt McCarthy. So Rex Walters said, give me somebody who's going to try to figure this out.
Right. He's doing multiple substitution, putting in all, for the most part, a new lineup. Although Boyce is still in there. And I think Rex is looking for people to defend. Somebody to say, hey, look, we need to gear it up and get out and get guys. And there's Boyce again. Might get a foul over the back that time.
So the rebound went to Werner Nisler, number 30. He pulled it down, and he's fouled immediately. So nothing going right for Santa Clara, or for USF, excuse me, right now. 19-8 Broncos.
And you got to remember right now, if you're the Dons, I mean, you've got Brownridge out of the game. You know, Nessler's in the game. The Jaderson, you got a whole new group in there. And this is an opportunity to get back.
So Reynolds with the steal. Baseline, kick it out. Winovich misses the three. Cratch pulls down another rebound. So Cratch with 5 rebounds so far in 8 minutes of play. Do they have a whistle? Yes, they do. Winovich trying to get maybe a jump ball, tie it up, but now he's called with foul. Nisler in there.
Opportunity for Nisler.
Yeah,
you know,
Fagan and Brownridge.
Yeah, to get the point. Got to run the show a little bit. Look for Cratch. You've got Cratch over the top here. If you can find Cratch, he is open.
Nice pass, bounce, three-pointer, and it's good. Matt Hauser, the 6'2" freshman from Thousand Oaks, California.
He's going to be a good one. I think Hauser's going to be a real asset to the pro. I like Hauser. Hauser comes in, he's a shooter. Only a freshman, he understands the game.
So Dirksen underneath, and he's fouled, so a chance for a three-point. He steps to the line. He'll finish off a three-point play, and he does. So yeah. Tim Dirksen is trying to get his team back in there. Talked about Dirksen and how he compliments Watson, but do you think Dirksen's kind of the glue of this team?
I don't think there's any question, Glenn. I think Dirksen is the glue. And of course, the Dons need him to score. I mean, they definitely do. And as Hubbard gets in there also and gets a nice little jump hook for Santa Clara. So what's happening is, and I thought this was a big key, points in the paint for the Broncos. They're getting them in this game. They did not get them in the LMU game that we saw. They relied on the perimeter. But in this ball game, they're able to get the ball inside, and another steal. See if Watson can catch him.
And Fagan takes it himself, lays it up and in. So turnover and a bucket, 26-11, Santa Clara.
Been a real pattern for USF to get behind by a lot and then make a run, but you're so far back, it's hard to recover.
He shoots a three, and he got it. A nice ball game so far from Uche Ofoegbu. So he's got 8 points, 8 of the 14 for USF. So Watson's been quiet.
Let's face
carrying the load right
Glenn,
now.
let's face it, it's hard for USF to win if Watson and Dirksen don't combine for at least 40 to 45. I mean, they have to come up big.
Down inside, Hubbard again. A couple of baskets for Matt Hubbard, the 6'9" sophomore from Washington. So, productive minutes off the bench for Hubbard. Hubbard guarding Dirksen. Dirksen backs him down, double teamed on the baseline, throws up a tough shot. No good, but he's fouled. Boy, Dan, what do you got?
Well, I thought that was a great pass by Fagan. Fagan is going to end up getting the ball inside and doing a terrific job. And watch Fagan come around. Let's stop it here. He gets it here. He's going to pass it to the outside hand. And while he does, you're going to see a nice little turn and score. So I thought that was really well executed. And what's happening tonight is Santa Clara's concentrating on getting the ball inside. That time it was Hubbard. He pinned his man. Fagan gave him the ball. On the outside, he turned and scored. So that's going to set up the outside game if you can get good interior play. That was well executed by Santa Clara.
Dirksen makes both free throws, so he's got 5 points. And the lead is 12 for Santa Clara. And going hard into the lane is Kai Healy. Looked like he may have initiated contact early, and then he ended up going to the basket, and he was fouled. So Healy was in the active shooting. He'll step to the line, the sophomore from Australia. It was a quiet night for Santa Clara last Saturday, as we said. Not so much for Kai Healy. He actually had a career-high 15 points against LMU, and he had a nice ball game.
Yeah, he really did have a nice ball game. And I think Kai is really active. You know, he's 6'4". He can certainly shoot the outside shots. Just needs a little bit more consistent. He's a little hard on himself, but I think he's going to have a nice career here at Santa Clara.
The Australian connection. It's not just St. Mary's that grabs those kids from Australia. We'll see St. Mary's on Saturday night, Dan.
We sure do. Yeah, we sure do. And you can't believe how many Australian players are in the Europe. That was a fantastic pass, but not a finish. Good pass. Now, that's the kind you got to take in strong and finish the play. There's another Australian in McCarthy. McCarthy's got to be stronger in there.
Anderson. Fagan lobs it into the corner. Healy has it blocked, goes after it, but Points takes it away. Ronnie Boyce, nice move inside, but he's blocked and he's fouled. So Jaderston knocked him down, and Ronnie Boyce will go to the line.
Well, that was one fantastic individual performance by Ronnie Boyce. I mean, not only did he block the shot, he gained possession and took it end to end to draw the foul.
So Boyce, first one's up, and it is in. So Ronnie Boyce, last 8 games, averaging 17.5 points per game, and it's really been pretty much conference play. So he's kind of got more minutes. He's taking advantage in conference.
You just said the key phrase. He's got more minutes. His dad was a basketball player, so he's been obviously around the game forever. And once Ronnie Boyce got his opportunity, I mean, he is not disappointed. I mean, he is active and quick. Now, there's a beautiful double, and see if you can finish it. Now, that was
left hand. It comes out. And when it's all said and done, the Broncos have it. So an opportunity missed there by USF. Good hustle there, and Boyce has it again. Watson, lob, Ofoegbu lays it in. So USF getting it done with some defense. Ofoegbu on the hustle bucket, and it's 28-20.
Boy, it is beautiful if you could steal the ball and get it in the open court like San Francisco did. And here come the Dons again.
Lob ahead. Ofoegbu.
How do you like it?
And right now, Uche Ofoegbu is leading this Don. Clara 5 turnovers so far in the game, and really, Dan, they generally take care of the basketball pretty well.
Well, they had a game, to my recollection, it may have been against Pepperdine. They only made 3 turnovers the whole game.
Yep.
So certainly the pressure of USF has bothered Santa Clara, and they've gotten right back in the game, have the Dons.
Hubbard open, front of the rim, no good, and Matt McCarthy pulls down the rebound, so chance to close the gap even more. Kevin Watson does not have a point in this game. He's 0 for 3 from the field. Dirksen looks inside, goes strong to the hole, flips up the left hand, up and in, 28-24.
Great job by Dirksen. I love the fact he's a lefty, don't forget. Put it on the deck and went right that time to finish it up. Well, they're doing a better job defensively. There's no question about that at USF.
So bodies all over the place. Cratch still has it, and a jump ball is going to be called. So the possession arrow goes to...
You look at that graphic, and look at the turnovers in the last 7 games. I mean, they've been terrific. Now, they did make 16 against Portland, but LMU 7, Pepperdine 3, San Diego 11. I mean, you keep the turnovers even at 16. If you give them 15 and 16 for the game, I mean, that's usually a recipe for success.
So Brownridge has the inbound. Brownridge guarded by Foster. Fagan double team briefly. Hubbard getting some looks. Backs down the smaller Dirksen. Jump hook, rims out.
Got to get Watson going if you're San Francisco.
Watson, Dirksen. Watson a long 3, short. Brownridge has it.
And we know Brownridge got off to that fabulous start, but he's had a 5-minute spell here where he hasn't attempted a shot.
Yeah, Brownridge with 15 points in the game, but they all came in the first 5 minutes.
So let's look for Brownridge. Where is he?
Whistle underneath. Going to be a foul on USF. They're going to call it on Devin Watson. So that's the first foul on USF point guard, Devin Watson.
5th team foul. Santa Clara's already got 17 fouls, so the Dons will be shooting on the next one.
Brownridge breaks free to get the inbounds pass. Hauser in the game with Hubbard. Cratch. A shot in the lane. Matt Hauser, but he's got a nice touch.
Yeah, the more you see a Hauser, you really like him. I mean, he's deceptively quick. And I like the way he has. This guy's got a great sense of the game. He understands the game.
Ronnie Boyce goes hard to the baseline and pulls up, hits a little 12-footer, 30-26. Boyce has 7. Jaderston's going to come back in the game, as is Ndamanye. Megan for 3, rims out. Foul underneath.
Yeah,
and it's going to be on USF. A little push off on the rebound.
Maybe McCarthy.
So McCarthy is guilty of the foul. He's going to sit down. Montre Clemens, the senior from Baltimore, comes in for the first time. Clemens wearing number 0. He's got the headband.
You got to be careful because there's your score right there. So they like to run plays for him out of bounds. Well defended. Ofoegbu's done a pretty good job on Brownridge. Kept the ball away from him.
Fagan, Brownridge. Back to Fagan, and he misses. Good strong rebound by Boyce. So USF did not look good early, but they have made a nice comeback to tighten up this game. Sitting at 30-26 right now with a little under 5 minutes to play here in the first half. Santa Clara 13 for 23 from the floor, 56%, but a lot of that was done early. They made just one of their last 6. Boyce kicks it to Ofoegbu. Ofoegbu strong in the baseline. Finds Watson. 3, and he got it. Devin Watson, his first points of the game, and it's a 3-pointer, and it's 30-29.
Well, that was an excellent pass by Ofoegbu to take the baseline and get Watson involved. I mean, this is just, now all of a sudden, that doesn't look like the same USF team. Obviously, that started the game.
And Ndamanye was open, but what a block. Clemens came out of nowhere. It looked like it was going to be an easy dunk for Ofoegbu, but he missed it. Offensive rebound, nicely done. Kicking it way out is Dante Reynolds, so it'll be a restart for USF.
Now's the time well, I thought maybe they'd get Watson involved a little bit more, but the Dons are getting anything they want inside to set it up. Now, unbelievably, USF's got a chance to take the lead here. You would not have said that the way they started. Now, free throws have been an issue, and they have not shot their free throws well of late, but still, it's been a great comeback by the Dons.
Reynolds trying to get his first point and tie up this game. Misses the first free throw. Second one is good. So indeed, we are tied at 30. So 28-16 at one point.
It's been it's been a great run by San Francisco. It's been fueled by their defense and their open court play, and they've tightened it up at this end of the floor. I think Ofoegbu, number 2, has really done a beautiful job on Brownridge. Now here Brownridge, I was well defended. I mean, that was really good defense, and no foul.
He missed that badly. So whatever adjustments have been made by USF to tighten things up on Brownridge, it has certainly worked.
So now now if you're
Rex
Brownridge, I think if you're Brownridge now, you got to make the adjustment. They're really flying at you. You might have to put it down and go to the rim and not just rely on that outside shot, because the Dons have made that nice play to come out on them all the time.
Nemanje gets his first points tonight, 31-30. Emmanuel Nemanje, 6'9" sophomore from Nigeria. He's not going to score a lot of points, but he is a big body.
And he's a hard worker.
Cratch offensive rebound, then has it knocked away, but a foul on Ofoegbu. So second foul on Ofoegbu, and that'll put Nate Cratch to the line.
And it's kind of decision time going for Rex Walters. I mean, he doesn't want to take Ofoegbu out the way he's defending Brownridge, so he's keeping him in the game with the 2 fouls.
So Santa Clara now with just the 1-point lead. The Dons looking for the lead. Watson spins, throws it up off the glass. It bounces around and bounces home. So Watson now with 5 points. The Dons with a lead. And Brendan Taylor, number 5, back in there. Picks up the dribble, gets it to Brownridge. High screen by Cratch. Brownridge goes into the lane this time. Shot clock is at 2. Brownridge up, under, missed it. Into Montague rebound. He missed it. Out of bounds. And it'll remain with the Dons.
Now, Santa Clara had their chances. I mean, they've had opportunities inside. And here's Devin Watson. He got off to a slow start offensively, but this is what he does. He can really handle the rock. And it's hard to stay in front of him. He's kind of a whirling dervish there, going all the way to the glass and making that shot.
So Santa Clara keeps the ball. I stand corrected. Don sitting on an 18-3 run. Cratch with the left hand. Misses, and the rebound pulled down by the freshman Matt McCarthy. Quite a turn of events here in the last maybe 7 or 8 minutes of this game. Watson wide open, but he misses badly to the right. Offensive rebound for McCarthy, but then his pass is taken away. Hubbard. Nothing can go now for either team, because Watson says, let's just slow it down a little bit. 32-31 USF, 2 minutes to play. Boyce got bumped on the release, no foul call. And there's a block.
Well, now you've got numbers. See if you can score here for USF. And he had numbers. He dribbled instead of maybe stopping at the foul line and going 3-on-1. He took it in. There's a lot of blocks. Neither team can find it here.
So it's up-tempo right now, but there's no offense, if that makes any sense.
No, and both teams are getting back defensively, and here's a terrific block by Reynolds to get it out of bounds. And it looks like Brownridge may be a little bit tired.
So Taylor will sit down. And back into the game is Kai Healy, number 10. Fagan, strong move, left hand, gets it to go. Broncos back on top by 1. Watson dribbles through the crowd. Clemens misses. Andre Clemens sat for just a minute or two, and now quickly back in there. Right through the defense is P.J. Fagan, who lays it in.
Beautiful move by Fagan in the open court. He's given Santa Clara a couple of scores.
Second half, which by the looks of it could be a good one.
Yeah, of course, Tim Dirksen, the son of a coach, played for his dad, Pat. Has a great understanding of the game of basketball. He's been a fantastic performer for USF throughout his career.
That's short. Cratch has another rebound. So Cratch now 8 rebounds so far in the first half. 40 seconds left. Hanging along too short. Chase Foster, the sophomore. Quickness of Watson finds himself on the baseline. Now Boyce, strong. And there's going to be an offensive foul called on Ronnie Boyce, and maybe Danny just a little bit out of control that time.
Well,
he is quick.
Yeah, he is quick, but Ndamanya does a fantastic job. One thing that Emmanuel Ndamanya really does defensively, he knows how to establish position and get out of that restraining circle. He's done it a couple of times in this game. He's a hard worker, and he's a good defensive player, and he gives Santa Clara a little bit of a boost there on the defensive end and gives them an opportunity now to lengthen this 3-point lead.
So Fagan with the basketball. 8, 7, 6. Game clock counting down. Double team. Underneath, Cratch left hand. It's blocked partially, and that is how the first half is going to end. So it was Santa Clara early. There's a decent chance it's going to be tight.
Yeah, it really is, Glenn. And they seem to always play very, very competitive games. Don't forget, when the conference started, the first game ever at the Cow Palace was USF and Santa Clara, 1953. So they kind of kicked off this conference.
So charter members,
and I was not there. I was not there for that game. We didn't broadcast that one.
Did you really think I was going to ask you that?
I thought USF won that first game, 59-48.
You listened to it on the radio.
Oh yeah. Listen to the whole thing.
Youngster.
Yeah, sure.
Dirksen for 3, back of the iron, and Cratch has rebound number 9. So really, I don't know that it's happened a lot this year, but we talked about the USF defense and how good it was in the first half. And the defense has been a problem for them this year, but kept them in the game in the first half tonight.
Well, they tightened up on this guy right here, Brownridge, after he got off to a brilliant start. Ofoegbu did a good job.
Dan, did you see anything different that they did in the second part of the first half against Brownridge?
I did. I thought they closed on him when he come off the screens a lot better. They didn't allow him any open spots. And Ofoegbu played Brownridge all over the floor no matter where the ball was. He face guarded him a little more, which I think that's what you have to do. In fact, we noticed a few times that San Francisco had small guys guarding big guys inside, and Santa Clara really didn't go to it because they're trying to get the ball to Brownridge. So I thought Rex Walters made a very good adjustment there, and I think they got the right formula. The question is, can they continue it, and can Kerry Keating come back and get the ball to Brownridge? And there he goes. There goes Watson. Watson, you know, is a prolific scorer. He had a little bit of a quiet first half.
So Devin Watson now with 8 points. He's got a couple of three-pointers. He comes in averaging 20.3 per game, second best in the WCC. So Devin Watson will need a big second half for the Dons. And right now we are tied at 35.
And you notice that Dirksen's playing right behind Ndamanya. And still, Emmanuel Ndamanya is not looking to go to the rim. So they can get away with playing a small man on a big man. And there's Dirksen beating everybody down the floor. So this formula has worked. And you can see it's a rejuvenated USF team.
And Kerry Keating not happy with what he saw in that last play. Dirksen just beat everybody down the court. See, the Dons with a 2-point lead.
Glenn, I think Cratch is the man for Santa Clara. It's got to come to life. Because they were getting back to the back scoring early with the Broncos. Now they're not getting it from their bigs.
Cratch had a quiet night on Thursday and just 4 points tonight. So he's one of their better players. Santa Clara gets the 3. So 38-37. Nice pass inside. Offensive rebound. Body's getting shoved around a little bit, so Emmanuel Ndamanya is going to...
Little elbow against the Dirksen felt. You know, they're going to say that was not foul. And don't forget, Ndamanya was fouled, and he goes to the free throw line for 2. So there was no flagrant, no common foul. And go back to Ndamanya, it means 1 2.
So indeed 1 2. So Ndamanya just a couple of points tonight. Santa Clara 39, USF 37. Little runner by Watson, no good, and Emmanuel with the rebound. Up ahead. Healy thought about jacking up a three, now kicks it back out. In fact, will start over. Taken guarded by Watson. Cratch pops out, guarded by Dirksen. It's Brownridge off the screen. Brownridge, left-handed dribble. Pass it to himself, laid it up and in. Is he going to assist on
I'm not sure you can pass it to yourself. You know, I was kind of surprised.
It did not look right to me.
No, it did
not
not.
look legal to me.
Well, it was deflected.
I guess there was a little deflection, but boy, not a lot.
No, he does not get an assist, but he scored.
Boyce, nice strong move, boy. Quickness. He's not a real big guy, but he was able to get into the lane, and Ronnie Boyce is having a nice first half. I should say he now has 9 points.
Of course, Ronnie was a big-time scorer in junior college. Connor State Junior College in Oklahoma. He put up huge numbers, and has gotten his opportunity, and he can score.
Brownridge, 3, short. And the long rebound gives the Dons a chance to run. Watson, Fagan get tangled up. And Fagan says, I didn't do anything but touch the basketball. But there's a foul called on Uche Ofoegbu, the freshman from Long Beach.
Well, this is vintage Devin Watson. This is what he could do. When he's got the rock, I mean, he could, look at that. That's a kind of a 1-on-3 or 2-on-3. And Watson's going to take it all the way in to draw the foul.
Watson drops the first free throw in. Second in the league in scoring, 6th in assists per game, and 9th in free throw percentage for Devin Watson, the sophomore from Oceanside. Remember, he took over the starting job about halfway through last year, and all of a sudden USF looked like a whole different team.
Yeah, they sure did. I mean, he emerged on the scene last year when he got his chance. Similar to what that's happened to Boyce this year. You get a little PT, and you're out there, and you make things happen.
So we are all tied at 41. Under 16 minutes to play from the Levy Center. Negative 3, right side of the rim, no good. And a rebound thrown up by Emmanuel. That's no good. Here comes Boyce, and Boyce is fouled. So both teams using the up-tempo here in the second. Going at any time.
Well, Santa Clara's got a lot of their scoring from their backcourt. They're not getting as much scoring as Kerry Keeney would like inside.
Short on the 3 is Boyce. Healy cuts through the defense, lays it up and in. Guy Healy said, I'm going to take this myself, and he gives the Broncos a 2-point lead.
Now, Santa Clara's got 3 or 4 of those open court transition baskets. Got to set that defense, get in front of the guy with the ball. But you know, Healy's quick. There's Dirksen. He's a master, and I'm surprised he missed it. That's one he normally puts away.
So Cratch gets the rebound. Santa Clara tries to widen their lead just a little bit.
Yeah, look at Cratch right here. He's being guarded by Dirksen, and now they're going to get into an illegal screen on the outside. Santa Clara does not get the ball inside. The Dons are pressuring. They're doing a good job. They're not allowing the outside player to window shop, to look around. They're putting pressure on the ball. That's what you have to do.
Face Foster, number 22, kicks it back out. Ends up in Dirksen's hands, 3-pointer, and he throws up an air ball. What a nice save on the other end by Ofoegbu, and USF will reload. No, they won't. It was an air ball, so the shot clock is at 5. It doesn't matter as Watson throws up what looked like about a 28-footer.
Yeah, that's kind of a Steph Curry 3 right there. I mean, he was near, he was maybe 8 or 9 feet from half court. That was a long 3.
So 44-43, and Watson has 13. That was his 3rd 3-pointer in the game. So the air ball did not allow the shot clock to reset, and Watson knew it, and he knew he had to get it up quickly. Now Brownridge sitting on the shot clock, gets it inside, out of bounds, and pretty good defense by the Dons.
Yeah, well, watch this long three. Now, don't forget the shot clock's winding down. Now's the time you got to put a little more pressure on the ball. I don't think Fagan was aware that the shot clock was down because the ball was saved by Ofoegbu and the shot clock did not reset. That's the time you got to close on Watson. But that was a long one. He was way out.
Djokovic in the game, number 45. So Santa Clara will get it back. Chance to grab the lead back. Dirksen's going to sit down. Dante Reynolds comes in. So Dirksen to the bench with 9 points. Looked inside, now goes back outside. Gaston, the big man with a 3. Shouldn't surprise you. He can shoot it from out there.
No, Jaderston comes in the game, and he is a face-up shooter. You've got to close on him. He's got as nice a rotation as anyone out here on the floor. They may get a foul the other way. Are they going to get a
little hook, it looked like. So Reynolds called for the offensive foul. Healy will sit down with Matt Hauser, number 12, coming back in for Santa Clara.
Now remember about Jaderston, once he makes his first one, number 3, he trails the play, and many times they try to set him up for another 3. He's a street shooter, but loves to play facing the basket.
Very interesting. He's 6'11".
Watch out.
He's open.
And he loves to shoot it.
And he drilled another one. Henrik Jaderston has got 6, so he's come off the bench from the second half life for Santa Clara, and their lead is now stretched out to 5. Well, boy, isn't it nice when you get a spark from somebody off the bench?
Well, wasn't that beautifully done, though, to set Jaderston up, and he wanted the ball. That was a set play to get him the basketball after he made his first one.
Jaderston tried to put his hand on that one, but Ofoegbu gets the basket. He's got 14.
Got to close on Jaderston again. You can't let him open.
Hauser for 3. No good. Foster will take it himself. Tough shot, and he got it to go.
How did that go?
Chase Foster kind of flipped it up. A little up and under from the other side. So 49-48. A couple of quick baskets for USF. Ball tapped away. Brownridge grabs it. It's that high screen by Jaderston. Now he's got it. Spins it around to Fagan. Again, Hauser's open for 3. Same spot. This time he hits it. Matt Hauser. So Santa Clara with another 3. They've hit 8 of those tonight. They're 8 for 18 from 3-point range.
Well, that's what's happening against San Francisco. They've had a hard time defending the 3. And Santa Clara spaced the floor well the second half. Wow, how about that? How do you like it?
Uche Ofoegbu has been terrific tonight. He now has 16 points.
You know what you really love about Ofoegbu? He's doing it at both ends of the floor. I mean, he is really directing this San Francisco team. And for the most part, he did a really good job on Brownridge. I mean, now Foster's on Brownridge.
Well, nothing against Watson and Dirksen, but I think Ofoegbu's been USF's best player tonight.
Has made 4 threes in the second half, and they've done a nice job.
And the Broncos have the basketball. Brendan Taylor in, number 5. He has the ball. Healy, Hauser, Jaderston, and Hubbard.
Yeah, no Brownridge.
Dirksen back in for USF. Healy is bumped on the baseline.
Yeah, you think about it, going for Santa Clara. No Brownridge, no Fagan. Now, those 2 guys have accounted for a lot of points tonight. So you withhold those players, and I'm sure Kerry Keating won't do it for long. But you withhold those. Now, this might be a little window for USF to do a little damage. 5-second count.
So the old 5-second call, which will indeed drive a head coach crazy. Well, it always seems like it's a quick 5 seconds.
Well, it's quick.
Whether it is or not.
No, when it happens to you, it's quick. That's for sure.
Felt like 3 seconds. McCarthy back in, number 10 for the Dons. Shot by Watson. Hubbard. Good rebound. Santa Clara by 2. 10 minutes to play from the Levy Center.
Now look at Jaderson trying to take Dirksen down deep, and now you got to come out on him if you're Dirksen. I mean, he's you got to dodge the bullet there. He's a very good shooter.
And he was wide open that time, was Jaderson. But a foul called on USF. The stroke by Jaderson. He really has a nice shot.
Well,
for a big
he
man.
does it, and look what he does. He comes from low to high, and you've got to get out on him because he's a big man, and you know, if you got to close on him. Now, can Jaderson do some damage inside? You know, he's calling for the ball.
And he is being guarded by Dirksen. Jaderson 6'11", Dirksen 6'3". Turnover by Santa Clara. Ends up in the hands of Dirksen, who's right underneath the basket, and that's a nice play by Devin Watson.
Well, I imagine Watson and Dirksen have done that a few times. I mean, we're talking about two of the premier players in the West Coast Conference, and they feed off each other.
Dirksen now with 11 points. Comes in averaging 15.
All he got to do is turn. Make it. It's amazing how big guys always want to fade away from the basket and make a 10-footer a 13-footer. Look at Watson.
Nice play.
I like this guy, Devin Watson.
So Watson with 15. He's closing in on his per-game average of 20. Timeout by Santa Clara. So we'll spin a game of small.
As a freshman and 20 as a 10 as a sophomore. So, of course, Brownridge, he's been a prolific scorer right from the jump.
Yeah, Brownridge closing in on 1,500 career points here at Santa Clara. He is currently 14th on the all-time Bronco scoring list. And remember, he's just a junior. He's going to score a lot of points before he leaves this university. Shot is long by Brownridge. Rebound by Ofoegbu.
Oh, look at Watson
with 3 rebounds.
Watson's on kind of a magician with the ball. I mean, he's kind of behind his back, through his legs. You can't get at him.
But he always seems to be under control.
He's a magnificent. I really love his game. I mean, he's a magnificent all-around player.
He's 6'1", not a big guy.
Yeah, he committed to Oregon State out of high school, and then they had a coaching change, and the Dons kind of swooped right in there in his promotion side. So he's quite a get for San Francisco.
Finds corner. Every shot is blocked by Hubbard, but it goes back into the hands of Ofoegbu. Now Watson is open. Tries to get the foul on Cratch. Goes into the lane again. Flips it up. No good. Offensive rebound. No good. Watson blocked. And Devin Watson. He had to work hard for that one, and he's going to end up going to. Yeah, but 2 years ago, Rex Walters 21-12. Remember, the Dons went 13-5 in the conference. They really had a nice year, but took a step back a little bit last year, finished 7-11 in the conference. Remember, folks, while you watch West Coast Conference action, join the conversation all season long using hashtag WCCHoops. For the latest news, scores, and more, follow WCC Hoops on Twitter. You know, speaking of last year going into this year for USF, remember, they lost Bruce Pinkins, they lost Matt Glover, and they lost Tollefson. Pretty good players. So that's 2 of their top 2 scores from last year. And the Tollefson thing, well, they thought they were going to have him back this year. It would have been his senior year, but he had other ideas.
Yeah, he went to Arizona. You know, he graduated in 4 years and had a year of eligibility left, and you can make that transfer play right away. So you're right, the Dons 9 new players. And Rex has put them together well. I mean, they're not real big, but they're quick and they can shoot the 3, and they're working really hard and they can defend. And when they do defend on the outside, they're tough to beat.
Right now, their backcourt of Watson and Ofoegbu have combined for 32 points. Each one of those guys was 16 points tonight. Dirksen's got 11, so that's their top 3 scorers tonight. Santa Clara is led by Brownridge with 17. Nate Cratch, quiet again. He's got just 4 points. Now, Cratch does have 11 rebounds, but they got to get something from somebody big in the middle.
Well, they got to get some back to the basket scoring. I thought that was a big key. So Hubbard and Cratch and Demania, guys like that have to give it to him. And that's a foul, and that's good, and that's a free, and you're going to get another one.
So Watson, right as he released it, he was bumped from the side. So it's a 3-pointer and a chance for a 4-point play, and now the Dons have a 6-point lead and trying to make it 7.
Now look at Devin Watson, and there the momentum. It looked like the momentum carried Fagan into Watson, and Watson was pure.
So Fagan picks up his 3rd foul.
So that's a 4-point play, and the Dons now with a 7. Count it. Wow. Biggest lead, a 7-point lead for San Francisco. Got to be answer time now for Santa Clara.
Watch. Excuse me, Dan.
No, I was going to say the Broncos got off to a great start, but see, this is what they need. More of Cratch inside.
So Cratch gets his 5th with 6 points, 59-54. Dante Reynolds guarded by Matt Hubbard. There's Watson out on top. Healy has him. Shot clock is at 7. Watson fakes once, fakes twice. Gets a nice pass down inside, but Reynolds could not handle it. Gets a turnover. Santa Clara back the other way. Inside again to Cratch on the baseline. Little jump hook. Cratch no good. Fights for it. Cannot get it. And the ball drops into the hands of Chase Foster. So they're trying to get Cratch involved.
And he looks like he's trying to be proactive with the ball, which is important. Got to stay down when you're guarding Watson.
Well, what a pass. A no-look bounce pass while he was in the air, right into the hands of Dirksen, who laid it up and in. The Watson-Dirksen connection, impressive there, 61-54.
Well, Devin Watson's doing it all now. I mean, talk about taking over the game late. And don't forget, he didn't score in the first 15 minutes.
Right there, he's guarding. Long 3, rims out. And pull down Dante Reynolds with the rebound.
Glenn, the other thing that's changed is that USF's done a good job at defensive rebounding the ball. They're not giving Santa Clara multiple shots at the offensive end. And conversely, it looks like San Francisco's been able to drive inside and tip the ball up. Here again, how do you like it?
Dirksen fouled by Cratch, and it's another 3-point opportunity. So Tim Dirksen, he saw an opening on the baseline, and boy, watch how strong he goes to the hoop off the baseline.
Well, primetime players come up big, especially at the end. Look at Watson to Dirksen playing without the ball, and then right around Cratch goes Dirksen with one of his patented favorite reverse, get it up high on the sweet spot to get it in.
Watson will rest, but he probably won't rest for long. 63-54. Dirksen looking for his 16th point, and the free throw is short.
Well, you don't want to keep Watson out too long. The way he's going, I'm sure he'll get back in.
Houston misses the 3. Offensive rebound for Cratch.
That's one of the few offensive rebounds I can remember for Santa Clara.
Brownridge bumped on that play by Chase Foster. So Foster will pick up the foul. Inbounds underneath the Santa Clara basket.
So, Glenn, that was a 16 USF. So the Broncos will get to the foul line. And they did shoot their free throws well in the first half. And turning the ball over.
Costly turnover by KJ Fagan. He got into the basket. He tried to throw a long pass to Brownridge, but he overshot him. And that hurts. 4 minutes left to play, and USF up by 9.
And controlling the game. So Georgievich at the point now. Watson out. So you know Dirksen is the key guy for USF.
Maybe caught underneath. And it ends up that Jaderston pulls it down. Who are they going to give it to? It's going to stay.
Timeout, getting his guys organized, and the defense did it for him.
1 15-minute call can save you 15% or more on your car insurance. So the Dons with the basketball and a 9-point lead, 3.5 minutes to play, so they will melt the clock.
Santa Clara going zone now, so they're going to switch it up. If you go zone, now you got to get to Ofoegbu, who's in the corner, and you've got to get to Watson.
Shot clock is at 4. Pump fake and a big shot by Uche Ofoegbu. And what a night he has had. He's got 18 points, and that was a clutch bucket.
Yeah, it was a clutch bucket, and give Devin Watson all the props. Watson was the guy that directed traffic, and cool under pressure is Devin Watson. Santa Clara in real trouble now. I mean, they can ill afford any empty trips. They got to look to score. Got to be positive scores every time down for Santa Clara.
Brownridge down inside. Tough fall away, and Brownridge got a big-time shot there. Brownridge has 19. 2.5 minutes to play.
And Glenn, I think right now, if you're Santa Clara, you may have to go after USF and take some fouls. I mean, you can't let the Dons just run the clock here for the whole 30 seconds, which they're doing. You don't want to foul Watson, but if it goes to other players, San Francisco has not shot their free throws well of late.
Goes Watson again, flips it up. Rim, no good. And let's see who the foul is going to be on Brownridge, who knocks Matt McCarthy to the ground. They're both going after the basketball. So Brownridge will be called for the foul. So again, offensive rebound, and you mentioned that a couple of minutes ago. And McCarthy's a pretty good sized guy, but this is not a big USF team, and for them to do the job on the offensive board, that says a lot of how they're playing tonight.
It's quickness to the ball. Now don't forget, McCarthy is not a good free throw shooter. He's like a 33% free throw shooter, and then gets the rebound.
Of course, now, that kind of night for the Dons.
And the Dons had no one in the lane. Now, how do you get your own rebound when you're the only player there? There's no other. So, yeah, that's a huge mistake by Santa Clara. Again, you're going to run the clock. I'd foul McCarthy again if he got the ball.
Dirksen caught inside, and he's going to get called for traveling.
I think Rex Walters has to get McCarthy. Yeah, you got to get a little bit better free throw shooting team, because you know that Santa Clara is going to come after you.
So Reynolds comes back in. Foster stays in. Ofoegbu, Dirksen, and Watson on the floor for the green and gold. Brownridge for 3. Back to the iron, and Dirksen pulls down the rebound. So Dirksen 15 points and 4 rebounds tonight. Good solid effort by the senior. And now it looks like Santa Clara will start to foul, but Danny, you think maybe a little bit too late?
Well, now you're down to a minute 20 seconds, and the San Francisco was definitely going to use the whole 30 seconds. I thought maybe they should have looked to foul a little bit earlier, but there's still time, even though it's bleak for the Broncos right now. And Dirksen, who, by the way, has really improved his free throw shooting. There was a time when Dirksen was not a very good free throw shooter. I think his freshman year he was like a 50% free throw shooter. Improved it the last couple of years to mid-60s. Well, now he's even getting better. He's shooting it in the mid-70s, which he should. And you got to give Tim credit. I mean, he's improved every year he's been in the program. And those are 2 big throws now by the Dons. So they're definitely great command to win the game.
Dirksen 5 for 6 from the free throw line tonight. 17 points. They were going to call a foul on Watson. Watson with 20. Ofoegbu with 18. Dirksen with 17. And Brownridge has 19 for Santa Clara. He is the only Bronco in double figures.
Well, not much help for Brownridge. And don't forget, Brownridge scored the first 13 points of the game at 15 at halftime. And really, Brownridge and Fagan have really been the only offensive weapons. I mean, Jaderston made a couple of long-range threes. Cratch has, given Santa Clara some inside scoring and good rebounding, but no supplemental scores for the Broncos. The Dons did get other people, that is other than Dirksen, other than Watson, to really be effective. And that's what they needed. I like Ofoegbu and Boyce. I mean, you got 4 scores there. 4 guys that can do a little damage.
Yeah, Boyce has 9 tonight, but you can see his offensive potential.
Well, Uche Ofoegbu, remember early in the game when San Francisco was down a lot, Ofoegbu was the player that kept the Dons close. I mean, kept them within breathing distance by his offensive scoring. And he's played a brilliant all-around game. I mean, he's really done a fabulous job.
Ofoegbu played his freshman year at SMU and then transferred to the USF. Played a little bit last year, but not a lot. But he's been impressive tonight. 8 for 14 from the floor.
And remember, Uche Ofoegbu's brother, Ike, was a big-time scorer and player at SMU. I mean, that's going back, 9 or 10 years.
Ball is loose, and Ofoegbu has the steal, and he is fouled. So Uche Ofoegbu will step to the line, and he can add to his point total of 19.
It's got to be a tough loss for Kerry Keating because the way his team started, I mean, it looked like they were really on a roll, and they were going to do a lot of damage tonight, and Brownridge, led the party. But then all of a sudden, the USF started to play a little defense, and everybody got involved, and Ofoegbu was the catalyst early, but then everybody else with Watson and Dirksen and Boyce did a fabulous job for the Dons.
Well, and what gets a little scary now for Santa Clara is the only game they're going to play this week. But next week, they go to the Northwest. At Gonzaga on Thursday, at Portland on Saturday. So that's always a very difficult trip when you head up that side of the country.
Well, and don't forget, Portland has played exceedingly well at home. They have not played, obviously, as well away. But at home, they beat BYU. They've had some good wins at home. So they're tough.
Maybe USF will make the same trip. They will be at Portland on Thursday, at Gonzaga on Saturday. Of course, USF and Santa Clara considered travel partners in the WCC as Gonzaga and Portland.
Well, the tough travel partner is San Diego and BYU. Well, it's just the way it is.
It doesn't quite have the same ring to it as Pepperdine LMU.
No, it doesn't. No, not the same cachet. There's no doubt about that.
St. Mary's and Pacific are considered travel partners in the WCC. We'll be at St. Mary's Saturday night, Dan. Portland and the Gales. Forward to seeing the Gales. They're off to a terrific start. And as you said, Portland, a couple teams that can shoot it.
Yeah, well, and Portland's got great guard play. Wintering's a heck of a player, and he's had a good year. I think really one of the surprise teams on the West Coast is St. Mary's, because no one, after losing all 5 starters, no one thought that they would be quite as good as they are. And of course, they're really hard to beat in Moraga. Well, I guess Watson, who, don't forget, did not have a point for the first 15 minutes. And we said, gee, he averages 20 points a game, Glenn. That may be in jeopardy tonight.
They usually get there, don't they?
And what has he got now? He's probably got 22 or 23. I mean, he's up there right now.
He's got 22 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists.
Yeah, what a game by Devin Watson.
Three-pointer, long by Brendan Taylor. Whistle underneath. Foul's going to be on USF. Healy was fouled, so Kai Healy, the sophomore, will get a shot at the free throw strike.
You know what tonight's game really emphasizes to me, Glenn? It's really hard to win college basketball unless you have great guards, shooting, and dynamic quickness. Quickness, to me, many times is underrated. People don't realize that smaller guys can play against bigger guys if they're quick to the rim and they can jump and they're active. So if you've got those elements, quickness, You've got guys that backcourt players that don't turn it over. They can break the defense down. You can be in a lot of games. Now, obviously, you'd love to have 6, 10, or 11 people that play like guards and do all that, but not everybody has that luxury.
Yeah, how many of those are there?
Well, they're at
in
Kentucky.
any conference?
Well, they're at Kentucky, or they're at LSU, Ben Simmons. Or, that's where they are. They're at the elite level.
Wilcher from Gonzaga is probably one of those kids.
Wilcher's a great one. He can play.
But you're right. There's not a lot out there. The USF will pull it back. And looks like Kerry Keating's going to call it a night, although there is a couple seconds difference between shot clock and game clock, 74-61.
Yeah, you don't shoot it here. Just put the ball on the deck. Let Santa Clara take it out. It's a solid win for USF. No question about it. That's a classy play by San Francisco. Just put it on the floor and let Santa Clara take the ball out of bounds.
So inbound, and that will do it. Megan throws up a three-pointer. It's no good, and Rex Walters, Kerry Keating say, nice job.